Alright, let's do this. We're gonna get the first bomb bag upgrade. What you want to do, you want to go under this tunnel here, and you gotta do it under this tunnel. Anywhere else, it won't work. So you use a bomb, try to drop it, and if you're lucky, you're gonna stop that Goron with it. And he's gonna give you the first bomb bag upgrade, which can contain 30 bombs. Now, before we leave Goron City, there's still something else that I want to show you. It's not something that I'm actually going to obtain, but I still need to show it to you for completion's sake. And by the way, yes, that Goron starts rolling again after he's given you the bag. So there's this bombable wall here. What you want to do, you want to bomb it, and behind it there are a bunch of other bombable walls. You want to bomb them all, and oh, hooray for chain reaction. But yeah, once you've bombed them all, you're going to find a huge Goron, whose name is, I think he's called Medigoron. And once you become an adult, he's going to sell you a sword called the Giant's Knife. It's very expensive, and I never ever bothered to buy it. The Giant's Knife is the exact same thing as the Bigoron sword, except you can only use it 100 times before it breaks, whereas the Bigoron sword won't break. It's free, but it requires a hell of a long trading sequence first. But yeah, as he's saying, he can't give us the Giant's Knife right away because it's going to be ready in 5 or 6 years. Seriously, what kind of a slowpoke is this? Have you ever heard of a guy who crafts swords that takes 5 or 6 years to do his job? Anyway, enough of that. We're going to head into the Lost Woods real quick since there's a shortcut right here. And the reason for that is because I'm going to get another upgrade here. It's going to be the first Deku Nut upgrade. What you want to do, you want to head over to the screen right before the entrance to the Sacred Forest Meadow. And there's this rock here. Naturally, you're going to have to bomb it. And I'm going to change my shield to the Deku shield because you're going to have to buy the upgrade from a Deku scrub. Kind of like what I did in the very first video with that Deku stick upgrade. So let's get ready. Oh, there are 2 of them. I don't remember which one it is. Maybe this one. Yep, it's this one. So 40 rupees. Okay, I can deal with that. Not very expensive. Well, 40 rupees is sort of expensive for this game, but rupees are really easy to come by in just about any Zelda game, so it's not really that much of a problem. Changing shields once again, because where we're heading, I'm gonna need the Hylian shield. Anyway, we're gonna head back into Goron City, because now I think we're done with it, so... Whoa, almost took a wrong turn there, but, yeah, now we're gonna head to, the summit of Death Mountain. No, scratch that, there's still one other thing that I need to do before heading to the peak of Death Mountain, and yes, of course it involves bombing a wall that we couldn't bomb before, since, well, we got the bombs in Dodongo's cavern, and pretty much everything we're going to do before heading up Zora's River is going to involve bombs, or bomb chews somehow, yeah, of course referring to the bomb chew bowling alley, which I suck at very much. You're going to see exactly what I mean by that in the next video, because there's no way I'm going to do it today. So, while I make my way over to where the Skull Chalet is, you know, I was wondering, why did they call it Dodongo's Cavern to begin with? I mean, that's just inviting disaster! And, you know, why not? Why didn't they put a neon sign in front of the entrance to the cavern that says, Dodongo's welcome here? That would have been just as effective. And yeah, now I'm actually using the advice that one Deku scrub in the Deku tree gave me about falling off high places. If you keep the control stick forward, you're just going to roll and not take any damage. So this is the wall I'm supposed to bomb. So now I'm going to take out my slingshot, shoot it twice, and you're probably wondering how I'm going to get that token. Well, surprise, you can actually climb this wall. How am I supposed to know that? Well, not that it really matters, because you could use the boomerang, but it's just to show you that it's possible to get it before the boomerang. All you need is the bombs. But seriously, why can we climb that particular wall on the mountain and not everything else? Because there was no difference at all between that wall and the rest of them. Anyway, we're going to come up to an area here which is going to test my bomb throwing skills, which is a bit similar to a Rock Spire Island in Wind Waker in that way, except you only have to throw one bomb, you just have to lay down the other one. And as I said before, bombs explode. Oh, come on! I was about to say, bombs explode very quickly in this game, so there we go. So you don't have to wait for very long, and in fact, if you're used to bombs in other Zelda games, you might be a little surprised at how fast they blow up. Anyway, this boulder here, down there, there's a red rupee and a whole bunch of greens. This, and they respawn, by the way, every time you enter this cave. I'm gonna pick up a heart here to heal out the damage from that bomb. But yeah, those rupees respawn every time you enter that cave, so it's one of the better places to obtain rupees. Not the best, but still one of the better ones. Now, this part of the trail here, there's going to be eruptions every now and then, accompanied by rock slides and stuff like that, so this is why you need the Hylian shield for this one. It's because you can just turtle up and not take any damage whatsoever. Oh, and by the way, don't do what I did and be greedy, because you're going to end up taking some damage in the process. But yeah, you can survive those gigantic boulders that fall on top of you just by using your shield. It was just like, you know, when that 5-ton Dodongo was rolling all over us. What the hell is that shield made out of? Because that's just freaking ridiculous. I've heard of suspension of disbelief in video games before, but that is another thing entirely. Yeah, very strong exhibit of Nintendo logic there. This is the golliest shield ever. Anyway, this place not very threatening, just regular skull wall chillas, sorry, not to be confused with actual skull chillas, which swoop down from the ceiling. But I still call them skulltulas anyway, because, well, they're skulltulas. Call them spiders if you want. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, the Great Fairies fountain that Darunia told us about is right up that cliff. However, before we go there, we're actually going to drop by the Death Mountain crater, which, you might think it's suicidal, because if you don't have the Goron tunic, which is adult only, you can only spend a limited amount of time there, but that time is more than enough for what we actually need to do. We're going to pick up a gold skulltula, as well as a piece of heart in there. We should have a minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe. It's so hot in here, we can't stay here for long. Well, obviously, 1 minute? I usually get a lot more than that. Well, anyway, 1 minute is still enough, I think. Okay, challenge. I already got the skulltula. Can I get the piece of heart in time? So we have to go all the way around this alcove there, because I don't know if you fall straight into the lava if you just go down from the top. So I don't want to take any chances, because that lava down there is instant death. There are two types of lava. There is the one that's instant death, such as the one in the crater, and there's another type of lava that damages you constantly unless you have the Goron tunic, which makes you immune to that lava, as well as extreme heat. So, yeah, we managed to get out in time, so we're not going to talk to Kepora Gevora quite yet. We're going to bomb this wall instead. And there we go. This is the Great Fairy Fountain. So we're going to get that power-up Darunia told us about. And by the way, you've been many to tell me that it is indeed required to come here, because this is the Great Fairy that gives you the magic meter, and you need the magic meter in order to be able to use stuff like Din's Fire and Fire Arrows, which are absolutely required in this game. And now I just summoned the Great Fairy with Zelda's Lullaby, and look at that! Just look at that, will you? I think Nintendo was going for the whole, oh my god, hotness, I want to bang you look there, but as you can see, they really fell short. She looks a lot more creepy than anything else. I mean, come on! The PlayStation gave us Tifa Lockhart a year before. And you mean to tell me you can't do any better than this, Nintendo? Really? Oh, well, anyway, at least I get the secret spin attack technique, which I could show you, but I'm not going to because it uses up magic power. And as you know, when it comes to games, I am very, very cheap. No, I'm not just cheap. I'm cheap, 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 cheap! Yeah, I just had to go there. Anyway, she's basically giving us the rundown on how this works. You just hold down B and wait until it charges up, and then once it's fully charged up, you can unleash carnage on enemy around you. Unless you're using the butter knife, or it's not going to do that much. But it becomes really spectacular once you get the bigger sword, and definitely worth it at times. Anyway, now we're done here, so I'm going to get out of this fountain. And remember why I didn't talk to Gabora before? Well, I'm going to show you right now. Basically, he's going to offer us to go down the mountain. And, yeah, we're going to grab a ride on his talons. And the thing is that I remember once talking to him before talking to the Great Fairy, and when he started flying, I said, oh, you know what, screw that. I'm just going to go see the Great Fairy, but I accidentally ended up grabbing his talons. Anyway, you just have to stand in his shadow, I guess, or just wait a couple seconds. I don't really remember which. But yeah, I had to climb the whole mountain again because of that blunder. Not happening here, definitely. Anyway, now you're on top of that house, and there's... Come on, get down! Get down! Thank you! Anyway, there's an entrance to that house. There's a cow in a cage, and what we came here for, the piece of heart. So now I guess I'm gonna head off somewhere, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided to go to the Hyrule Castle area, because that's where the second Great Fairy Fountain is, and we're gonna get Din's Fire there. And by the way, don't think I just accepted that there was a cow in a cage in that house before. I mean, I've heard of a lot of animals being locked up in cages, but a freaking cow? You keep that stuff outdoors or in a barn or something, not inside a house in a cage? What the hell were those NPCs thinking? Anyway, this is Great Fairies Fountain number 2. You just had to bomb that rock to unlock the entrance. Not very difficult. And as I said, this one is just as creepy as the last one. Don't worry. She's gonna give us Din's Fire, which is easily the most useful spell in the game, not just because the only other useful spell is obtained near the end, but also because it's very useful in its own right. And just look at that camera pan, will you? Seriously, you can tell that the game designers were really, really in love with that weird, creepy model and those pointy boobs. Seriously, those tits could burst balloons in a snap. Oh well, and enough making fun of the Nintendo 64's graphical limitations. Instead, we got our hands on a really, really awesome spell. Once again, not gonna make a demonstration for nothing since it burns up quite a bit of magic power, among other things. And come on, look at her butt! You can tell that they were totally trying to make her strike a sexy pose or something, but as I said, that butt just looked like it didn't connect to the hips at all. Okay, I couldn't resist. Sorry, I just had to. Anyway, I'm just gonna take a shortcut out of this place. I'm gonna get caught by the guards on purpose. They're gonna toss me right outside the gate, which is quicker than climbing that ladder and getting out of there on your own. But yeah, not gonna use Din's Fire for nothing. We're gonna see it a lot throughout the game when we need to burn stuff up, so don't worry too much about missing out on anything. So next time on The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we are going to hell. Quite literally, we are headed into Bombchu Bowling Hell.